Hello, today I am here to talk about Hyaron. So this little product is a biostimulator, with the idea being that you use this and your skin is going to be so much more radiant and wrinkle free. It also claims to help with discoloration and has whitening properties. I don't know about that, I'm a bit skeptical. However, this is a really good entry product. The first time I bought anything injectable, it was Hyaron. The main reason being that you get a box of 10 syringes of 2.5 mils of product for anywhere between 80 to 90 US dollars. Now that's pretty affordable. So obviously $8 to $9 per syringe. Now in the world of aesthetics and beauty treatments, that's pretty cheap. So as I said, you get 2.5 mil of product in each syringe. It doesn't come with a needle, so you've got to make sure that you buy needles to be used with this product. I usually use 2 needles. I will do half the product on one side of my face, and then when I'm going over to the other side, I'll use a fresh needle, mainly because I want a nice fresh needle that's perfectly sharp and not going to cause trauma to my skin. You don't have to do that, that's just my personal preference. Yeah, so as I said, this is a biostimulator. It contains hyaluronic acid, so the idea is that you use this product on or within your skin, and it's going to help your body's own production of hyaluronic acid. It's going to help with fine lines and wrinkles, general aging of skin, and just make it look a little bit plumper and happier and healthier. Might also give you a glow. So yeah, this is what I'm going to use today. I am going to be doing the BAP technique. There's a lot of videos out there about BAP, but basically what that means is we're going to be injecting the product to 5 specific points on the face, 5 on one side, 5 on the other, so there'll be 10 injection sites in total. I'll be putting about 0.2 mil in each injection site roughly, and then there might be a tiny bit of product left over at the end, which I'll probably use around my mouth area, because I've still got a few smoker's lines here, just one really. I need to do a wee bit of filler on that, and that's where I want to focus if there's any leftovers. Sometimes I have no leftovers. I may have been slightly heavy-handed when it comes to one side. Now Hyaron should be injected just under the skin, so you're not going deep, you're not going in at a right angle, you want to be going just under the skin. Ideally, the shorter the needle, the better. Sometimes I have used a longer needle for this product, but you've got to be quite confident that you're not going to go straight in. You want to be going just under the skin. So it doesn't really matter what length needle you use, so long as you're just going just under the skin in the subdermal layer. Generally speaking, I would say aim for a 4 to 6 millimeter length needle. Now today I think I have 12 millimeters, 1.2 centimeters, but it's still pretty short. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to be going just under the skin, so I'm not really worried about how long this is. I'm not going straight in. So yeah, I'm going to go and cleanse my face, take off all the lower part of my face. I'll then put some markings on my face so you can see exactly where I'll be injecting. I'll then talk you through the whole BAP technique. Okay, so just opening up the product here. Comes with a little bung cap on the end. You are going to want to just screw that off, and then you will attach your needle. So I'm going to do that now. Pretty easy to get off, just pops off, and then the needle screws on the top there. You want to make sure you don't really touch the end of this needle. That's all sterile there, and then you just connect the two. Screws on, Perfect. Now with this product, you don't really need to worry about air bubbles. It tends to come with no air bubbles in there. If there were any air bubbles, you would just gently take the lid off, give it a little flick, and press the plunger until the air is at the top and comes out of the needle. So now I'm going to mark up my face for the BAP technique. I will be using a marker and a ruler. So I'm all marked out, 5 points on each side. BAP stands for bioaesthetic points, and basically the idea behind it is that you're going to get an even distribution of the biostimulating product with as few injections as possible to try and avoid trauma and ultimately have less bruising. These points were developed away from arteries and major blood vessels, so the procedure is meant to be less risky and obviously then have less bruising. Ideally, use a ruler. Once you've been doing it for a while, you'll have a pretty good idea of where your BAP points are. But basically you want to be 2 centimeters from each nostril, 2 centimeters out from the eye, 1 centimeter from the tragus, which is this little thing here, 1 centimeter in from your mandibular angle, and then you're going to measure the middle of your chin, and 2 centimeters out either side. And those are the points where I'm going to give the injection. Now I'll probably just go just below the mark on my face so that the marker's not going, you know, contaminating the needle. But anyway, once the needle has hit your skin, it's contaminated. But my skin is beautifully clean. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. Now, YouTube gets a little bit funny about me actually showing you the needles and the injection itself. So I'm just gonna have you over to the side and not actually show the needle piercing my skin, just to keep everyone happy. But I'm not going to be putting that all the way in. That's probably about half of that needle is going to go under the skin. I like to pull the skin quite taut. I just feel like it's a little bit less painful when that goes in. So yeah. It's got measurements on the side. And there you go. You will see a little lump there. That's quite normal. So you might be able to see a little bit of swelling, which is quite normal. I'm going to carry on, pop a fresh needle on, and do the other side of my face. All done. So you can see little bumps there, which is quite normal because obviously the product's been injected just under the skin. That's where I want it sitting. That'll be absorbed by my body really quickly, like within an hour those little lumps will be gone. Occasionally I do get a little bit of bruising, can't really be helped. If you notice that there is some bleeding when you take your needle out, chances are that will develop into a bruise, but I find that if you apply pressure straight away, often you can stop the bruise from occurring. Arnica is a really good thing to apply to bruising, just to help the healing process up. That's a natural product that is an anti-inflammatory and really good for bruising. You could obviously apply a little bit of an ice pack. I personally don't bother. I don't really have time to sit around with ice packs on my face. If I get a bruise, it's usually pretty small, and I'll just cover that up the following day with makeup, concealer. So yeah, that is Hyaron. Now, I have used this product before, focusing just on my neck, not doing the BAP technique. You can pretty much use it anywhere. I had a little bit left over at the ends, and I've put a little spot in here and another little spot on the other side. My schmuckers lines are an area I would like to focus on. But really you can put it anywhere. I have used this treatment focusing just around my eyes to give my eyes a little bit of a boost and some hydration. I have used this product on my lips before. So I used it on my lips because I wanted to see what they would look like if I had filler. I had filler once years ago from a professional, and I had 2 ml of filler put in, and I was deeply unhappy. I was so embarrassed. Luckily it was during COVID and I could just keep a mask on and keep it all hidden. I wanted to see what my lips would look like with about 1 ml of filler. So I thought I'll give it a go with Hyaron and see what it looks like. Now, it was okay. I don't mind a little bit of filler in my lips, but I would never ever have 2 ml again. So the Hyaron is a really nice way of seeing, you know, if you're gonna like it or not. Yeah, so the effect was immediate. I could see my lips all plumped up, but I knew that that product was going to be absorbed really quickly. It's not a filler. And I knew that my body would suck up that hyaluronic acid and it would all be gone, you know, in a day or two. Now, it did that, but the one big benefit was I have really, really dry lips in the winter. As soon as the weather gets cold, my lips start chapping and burning and flaking, and I have to put balms, every kind of balm on all winter long. Now, when I injected the Hyaron, my dry lips went away, and that lasted for a few weeks. I didn't have to put on lip balms, they were comfortable, I didn't have pain, chapping, bleeding. So for me, that is enough reason to use this product on my lips. Do you want my honest opinion? Hyaron's okay. I don't think it's amazing. That is the last syringe of my box of 10. I have bought boxes of 10 twice now. Ideally, you're meant to give anywhere from 4 to 10 injections fortnightly, and that's deemed to be a course of treatment. I've always been a little bit lazy. I've done it here, I've done it there, but for me, this product's okay, but it's not amazing. I never feel like, oh wow, look at my skin now, it's so radiant, my wrinkles are all gone and I'm glowing. I don't get that with Hyaron. I know some people really rate it. Yeah, I mean, the price is wonderful compared to many other products, but for me, I would rather save my pennies and buy a biostimulator or a product that I feel is going to be more bang for my buck. So something like Profilo or Miracle L or Miracle H, all of those products, they're a little bit more expensive, but I feel real benefits from them. Whereas with the Hyaron, yeah, I know it's probably doing some good for my skin and rehydrating it and probably helping with, you know, wrinkles, maybe elasticity, but yeah, I'd say I'd probably rate this like a 6 out of 10, maybe a 5. But that's just my opinion, you know, everyone is different, and as I said, a lot of people think this stuff's amazing. I personally am not going to buy it again. I've got lots of other things sitting there waiting that I want to try on my skin. So yeah, I'll probably wait a few weeks before I go trying anything else. Just let this Hyaron do its thing, be absorbed by my body, but yeah, it's okay. It's not amazing. The last thing I wanted to say about Hyaron is that it doesn't have to be injected. So if you're one of those people that has a fear of needles or just doesn't particularly like the idea of injecting your own face, it is relatively pain-free. You can apply numbing cream prior if you want to. If you were going to do that, you would apply the numbing cream to the 5 points or 10 points on your face that you plan to inject. Do that about 20 minutes before the procedure, and then wash that off, cleanse your face, make sure it's beautifully clean before you go ahead and use the needle. I don't use numbing cream. I don't find it that painful. It stings a tiny bit whilst you're injecting, but the pain is minimal, in my opinion. Now, if you don't like needles, you could use a derma roller or micro needle and use the product as your lubricant or your slip. The other way that you could use this product is by using a hydro roller or a hydro stamp. I've never used those. I prefer to do this as a mesotherapy, so injecting it subdermally just under my skin. Now, I don't have a thing with needles, don't mind them at all, not really afraid of discomfort, and I think that you probably get the biggest bang for your buck by injecting this rather than applying it topically and doing a micro needle session, for example. That said, it's a relatively inexpensive product, so if you've got a real phobia of needles, why not micro needle it in? But then if you've got a fear of needles, you probably don't like using the micro needle system either, and you're probably more of a roller. I don't know. Anyway, so that's it. Hyaron, pretty good product. Okay, not amazing. I probably wouldn't buy it again. If someone gave me a pack of 10, sure, yeah, I'd give it another go. I'd probably focus just using it on my neck or maybe even the backs of my hands. They're starting to get a little bit, you know, aged and wrinkled, and that's an area I do think I'll be working on quite soon. I think that my plan with my hands is going to be trying filler for the first time on my hands quite soon. They're not too bad though. But anyway, just waffling here, which is what I do best. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back next week with something else.